And here's Cunningham. Pass to Bogdanovich. Down low. And there's Cunningham on the assist by Bogdanovich.
And that's some force coming from your 6'7", 6'8" point guard. That's tough to stop.
McCollum against Cunningham. Shot's good by McCollum.
The defensive effort was lacking a bit, but hey, give him credit for finding a weakness there.
Just really smart basketball and exploiting whatever holes that he's seeing right now in the defensive squad.
Now here's Cunningham. Over McCollum, and that one's good. Cunningham.
You got to have poise and you got to have body control, and Cunningham displayed both on that play.
McCollum against Cunningham. Now here's McCollum, guarded closely. Oh, the dunk by Williamson.
Zion's going to bring that to the table right there. A presence on the boards and determined to score once he gets his hands on that rock.
Tie game in Detroit. Quarter number 2 coming up right after this break. Don't go anywhere.
The Pelicans. Here comes the fun, Detroit.
And we hope you're enjoying the game. Both teams tonight keeping things pretty even on the scoreboard so far. And guys, what's your take on the Pistons so far?
I really like the attitude they've displayed here early on.
Yeah, I think they've controlled the momentum, and that is showing up.
Marvin Bagley is out there with Wiseman. Then there's Alec Burks. Then there's Hayes. And it's Livers in at the 3. That's the group for Detroit starting the second. Pass to Murphy. Here's Marshall. Clock at 4. Oh, nice finish from the low block. That one's good. And another look at the mobile 1 drive as he put it into overdrive.
And I love the way he played downhill on that drive. Love the attack mentality in a close game.
And here's Hayes. 27 seconds left to play in the second quarter. Well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup. Hayes has got his first bucket in this one. Here's Alvarado. He's defended by Hayes. And it's Alvarado missing. Here's Livers. Pass to Wiseman. Burks with it. Can't hit from in close.
Well, he had the perfect opportunity to finish that one, guys, and just flat out blew it.
And so it's tied as we head to halftime. And we'll be right back after halftime to get the third quarter underway.
Fans, give a big round of applause for your Pistons youth.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey everybody, good to see you back. It was a closely contested first quarter for Detroit. The period wrapped up with the teams on level ground and the score tied. Scoring-wise, they broke even in the second, so little ground was lost there. Taking a look at the Pistons, Shaq, what did you think?
A one-dimensional perimeter attack doesn't cut it. I like to see them punch the ball inside the second half, force the defense to collapse, and then you can play inside out.
Kenny, let's get your opinion on New Orleans.
Playing on the road is having no effect on this team. I mean, between your planes, the hotels, the buses, it's a grind. It can zap your energy level. But right now, they look like a fresher team. And we'll see if they hit the wall in that second half.
And that should do it. With the second half about to begin, let's send you back to Kevin Harlan. Go back. Kevin Harlan. Go.
And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. Here's New Orleans. Second half underway. Here's who Willie Green's got on the floor. Zion and Valanciunas playing up front. Jones and Ingram run the wings, and it's McCollum at the 1 spot. And when Pelicans fans watch what Ingram has become, it takes the sting out of the Anthony Davis trade, Graham.
Yeah, I mean, Ingram has grown into a full-fledged star in New Orleans. I mean, he's a centerpiece for the franchise going forward. Now, looking back, it seems like it was a win-win trade for both teams.
2 shots.
First one falls.
Yeah, part of becoming a star for Ingram, it's performing at the line in these moments.
Both free throws good from Ingram. And last season, the NBA mourned the passing of Hall of Famer Bob Lanier. He played his first decade with the Pistons.
A sad loss for the NBA. Now, he represented them 7 times as an all-star, but for all his greatness on the court, he'll be remembered just as much for the work he did off the court as the league's global ambassador.
Stewart, no good.
I don't think the defense does enough out there to bother him. I think that one's all on him. Just a flat-out miss.
The Pistons trailing.
Yeah, just hold for the last shot. Don't give them another possession at all.
And hopefully that's what they'll do here. It's what most teams try to execute at this time in the game.
A great move. I mean, the defense has no response.
Well, just ripping through right there as he finds the open spot and gets right through there. High basketball IQ play.
With 1 on the clock. It's good! It's good at the buzzer! Wow!
A huge 3 allows them to snatch the lead heading into the final quarter.
3 quarters of play and a close one here. The Pistons on top. They lead by 2. And time to step away quickly, but we'll be back in no time with the start of the 4th quarter. And let's take this opportunity to show you our State Farm assist to the game.
Yeah, just shredding the defense with that feed. 0 chance to stop that.
That's what great passing will do for you right there, dissecting the defense with that play.
Well, this has been a great contest so far. I imagine the 4th quarter could have more action in store for us. It's Cunningham and Ivy at the 1 and the 2. Bojan Bogdanovic out there with Duran. And it's Wiseman in at center. That's the group for Detroit right now. Here's Cunningham. McCollum pulls it in. And the Pelicans with possession here. Trailing by 2. Oh, wow! A huge basket to tie the game!
Wow, that takes steady nerves right there.
Not backing down from this moment here. When the game is close, he kicks it up a notch.
Detroit calls timeout.
You don't want one. Make some noise! Get up, get up, get up and start making some noise. Here they come. Your Pistons dancing. Get up, get up, get up and start making some noise. Here they come. Your Pistons dancing.
The Pistons making a switch here. Livers is checked in and keeping us updated from the sideline. Allie LaForce.
Guys, over that last break, I listened to Dwayne Casey address the team. With the game being this tight, each possession takes on a greater importance. He told his players, quote, be in the moment. If something doesn't go our way, don't dwell on it. Focus on the next play. Guys.
Allie, thank you.
This is a strong finish from Cade, and just shows you his confidence is growing in attacking the heart of any defense.
And the Pelicans call time here. They're down by 2. And we've got 28 seconds left in the fourth. And now we present our new balanced player of the game, Cade Cunningham.
And it's easy to see why they keep getting it to him. He keeps getting after it on the offensive end, putting in that work. He's been getting good looks and shooting the ball efficiently all night.
Stewart, he's checked in for Livers. Jones, he's checked in for the Pelicans. 4 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Ingram, the pass to McCollum. And buries it from deep.
And McCollum's pace hasn't changed even under pressure.
Detroit calls timeout. They're trailing by 1. There's 14 seconds left in the fourth quarter here. Guys, your thoughts?
It's always interesting to see what play a coach has saved for a situation like this.
And sometimes not just what a coach draws up, but who he has execute in these moments.
There's 14 seconds left in the game. Cunningham against McCollum. Now here's Cunningham. Oh, that shot had a chance, but the all-or-nothing shot attempt is off the mark. And so it's the Pelicans who come out on top here. With the late victory, they upset plenty of these hometown fans.
They really should take this win to heart. When the pressure was on, they stepped up and worked twice as hard to overcome it.
All right, now let's check in with Allie. Thank you as always. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
Welcome, everybody, to another presentation of the NBA live on 2K Sports. And tonight, we'll see the Cleveland Cavaliers as they go up against the Utah Jazz at Vivint Smart Home Arena. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Greg Anthony, Steve Smith, and David Aldridge is joining us from the sideline. DA, it's all yours.
Thank you, Kevin. When I asked Coach J.B. Bickerstaff about Evan Mobley, he said his sole focus is, how do I help the Cleveland Cavaliers win basketball games? When you play the game with that purity of heart and then throw a skill set and intellect in, you've got a guy that impacts winning. He can do it so many different ways. Kevin?
He can. DA, he's special. And thanks for your report. A look at Cleveland's starting group. The defensive pair in the post, Mobley and Allen. Garland is out there with Donovan Mitchell. And it's Okoro in at the 3 spot. And for Utah, they've got Jordan Clarkson. Lauri Markkanen is out there with Olynyk. Then there's Sexton.
Go.
And so off the tip, it's Utah. Clarkson outside. Jazz passing it around. Garland against Sexton. Clarkson outside. Just 5 on the clock. Back to Sexton. Utah needs to get off a shot here. Markkanen, good.
That's just a power move by Markkanen. The 7-footer playing big.
Here's Mitchell. And he could not get that one to go. Out of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. It's on Jordan Clarkson. It's his first trip to the line.
Donovan Mitchell at the line for 2.
And the first one drops.
I appreciate the versatility of Mitchell's game. He can get you a little of everything on the floor, not just a lot of points.
So Utah ends up going with the new group. Then for the Cavaliers, Wade, he's checked in for Mobley. And Karis LeVert subbed in for Okoro. And Mitchell drops them both.
I'll tell you, he doesn't give points away. Excellent job from the line.
Here's Horton Tucker. Pass to Azubuike. Jared Allen grabs the miss.
I didn't see that miss coming. I mean, he's usually been money from that range.
For 3, Mitchell. That shot is off. Tie game in Utah. We'll get things started in the second quarter when we return.
The Cavaliers. 2. Here they come. Your Utah Jazz.
Some good action already in this one, but a fairly even matchup after the first quarter of play. And guys, from what we've been watching with the Jazz, what are you guys seeing out there?
You could see they were well prepared defensively coming into this one.
Yes, what they do, they take away the things that teams like to do offensively, also keeping them out of sync.
And here's Cleveland. On the floor for Cleveland, getting going here in the second. At the guard spots, we'll see Garland and LeVert. Then it's Evan Mobley. Then it's Green, and it's Osman in at the four-man position. Here's Clarkson, and that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. It wasn't long ago that the Cavs were an afterthought in the NBA.
Well, not anymore. I mean, Cleveland has a tremendous young roster. They play some of the toughest D in the NBA, and they're only going to get better in the years to come.
Free throw good, Clarkson.
And a guy who's bounced around the league a bit, Clarkson tightened up his game, and now he is a key factor in what this team does.
Looking at who's out there now for the Cavaliers. Okoro, he's checked in for LeVert, and Ricky Rubio subbed in for Garland. And both free throws good for Clarkson. Now, here's Rubio. Passes it to Okoro. Dish now to Mobley. Now the pass to Okoro. And it's blocked. Sexton against Rubio. Offensive rebound. Gay. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
Great anticipation by Rudy Gay. That's a veteran move by a guy who knows how to create scoring opportunities.
A nice shot by Mobley.
This is why you're trying to get him as many touches as possible. He's got the neck.
1 second left. Oh, he got it to go!
I can't believe it.
That's a miracle. Are you kidding me?
I didn't think that shot had any chance of going in. Just shows you that anything can happen in this game.
And a close game so far through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. Utah out in front. They lead by 5. We'll see you after halftime for the beginning of the 3rd quarter.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, folks. Ernie Johnson here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. It's the NBA on 2K Sports, and let's talk the first half. Utah found themselves in a close game in the first. The period wrapped up with the teams on level ground and the score tied. They're playing for each other right now. Selfless basketball translating into a 5-point lead now after trailing initially. And, Kenny, what'd you see out there from the Jazz?
They came in prepared. The offense is firing on all cylinders. You love the pacing, the flow, very efficient. Valuing possessions is fueling their success right now. This is not a team you want to bet against, at least not tonight.
Shaq, how do you think Cleveland played?
Well, they could be ahead in this game if they were taking care of the boards. More possession means more scoring opportunities. A few rebounds either way could decide the outcome of the game. Ultimately, this game will come down to who wants it more.
That's all for now. Say goodbye to the folks. Thanks
Goodbye,
for joining us. 3rd quarter, just about ready to begin.
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been fairly even so far. You gotta like what Jordan Clarkson has done in this game.
There is no stopping him, and you can't even contain him at this point. He is that talented.
Yeah, and sometimes the strategy in that case, don't let anyone else beat you. You know he's going to get his, so try and keep it to that.
We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. Clarkson is out there with Colin Sexton. Then it's Lowry Markkanen. Then it's Kelly Olynyk. And that's the group for Will Hardy as they begin the second half.
And guys, the D has to show a little more fight on the interior than they did on that trip.
That was a second look at our Mobile One drive. Amazing control on display.
And putting that pressure on the rim. That's what it's all about, threatening with that attack.
Now, here's Sexton. Olynyk finds Markkanen. Clarkson for three. Jared Allen grabs the miss. The Cavaliers trail by 3. Mitchell wide open. Drills the three-pointer. Mitchell's got 5.
We've seen steady improvement in Mitchell's three-point shot. He's a legit threat from deep.
Shot's good by Clarkson.
Terrific play call to give him a clean look at the rim. That's how you want to start the second half.
Listen, put the ball in the hands of your best scorers and let them go to work. Keep it simple.
Mitchell with it. Shoots over Clarkson. They get the rebound. He knocks it down, but wait a minute. The officials are getting together. They may want to review this one. And not so fast. The officials are going to check that shot again and make sure they got it right before we go to the fourth.
And the NBA Replay Center in Secaucus is queuing it up, and even before we look at the replay, I'm pretty sure he got that off in time.
They're going to switch the call. There is no doubt, you look at the replay, that he got it off in time.
Well, it's good they decided to take another look at it. I know some folks don't like how replay slows the game down and interrupts the flow, but when you have it there, you got to use it.
Tie game in Utah. And we're coming right back after this break to get the fourth quarter underway. Now let's take a look at our assist of the game presented by State Farm.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
Execution. This is what you practice every day. These guys are professionals. Beautiful play.
And with 3 quarters behind us, we start the fourth quarter in what is still anybody's ballgame. And Cleveland looking at who they've got to start the fourth quarter. Garland is out there with Mitchell. And there's Jared Allen. Then there's Karis LeVert. And it's Wade in at power forward. It drops.
That is world class.
Incredible shot with everything on the line coming through for his team.
And the Cavaliers call time here. They're behind by 2. There's 47 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Change here. As the Buki's checked in, I now have sent it over to the sidelines and get a report from David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, thanks. During that last break, I listened in to J.B. Bickerstaff's huddle. This game's still up for grabs. He told his team, hey, we're in position to take this one, guys. Let's stay focused and stay together, and we'll get it done. We'll see how it plays out, Kevin.
All right, David, thanks. Good. He has tied up this game. Oh, what a shot.
A superb offensive rebounder. Allen's long arms and feel for how to get positioning helps big time.
Utah calls timeout. It's tied at 13. We've got 33 seconds left in the fourth quarter. It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Gay inside. Wade is covering. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
Gotta appreciate the physicality of Gay's game. A strong athlete who forces the D to hit him inside.
Rudy Gay, 2 shots.
It's the first, and that gives them the lead.
A really solid shooter once he gets to the line, and Rudy Gay has gotten to the line a lot in his career.
Evan Mobley's checked in for Cleveland. Okoro comes in for Karis LeVert. Can't knock it down, and they really needed that one.
Unfortunate that he missed one, but he still hit a crucial point there to help get his team the lead.
Timeout called, Cleveland. They're down by 1. There's 21 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Present our New Balance player of the game, Darius Garland.
And his percentage from the field tonight seemed almost made up. I didn't think it was possible to have that kind of success shooting the basketball. You need a little bit of luck, a bunch of hard work, and a whole lot of talent.
Mitchell can't cash in, and that's an intentional foul.
Honestly, just doing what they have to in order to get the basketball back.
Team foul. The line for the Jazz, Jordan Watson, taking 2 shots.
He drops the first one, and that will put them up by 2.
Absolutely the player they want on the line right now. Jordan Clarkson, a great free throw shooter.
And he is unable to get the second one. Mitchell looking it over. Over Olynyk. It falls! And tie game. That is a huge basket right there.
The youngster is not going to buckle or fold. Donovan Mitchell is not afraid of the moment.
Utah calls timeout.
Everybody who wants a free t-shirt. Jazz fans, here comes the Utah Jazz dancers. Look who it is, Jazz fans. It's your Utah Jazz dancers. Jazz fans, here come the Utah Jazz dancers.
Deep two from Clarkson. Oh, no good there. The potential game winner off the mark. And that's going to do it for regulation. So we are headed to overtime. Live from Vivint Smart Home Arena, you're watching 2K Sports. Glad to have you with us as we get going in overtime. Neither team giving an inch in this one.
Here we go.
And the Cavaliers start out with the ball. So they have the first opportunity on offense right here as we begin overtime. We've got Kelly Olynyk, and it's Abaji at the two spot. Now, here's Wade. And here's LeVert to take the lead. Horton Tucker with the rebound. And it's Osman with the rebound.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on him.
LeVert kicks to Rubio. Pass to Osman. It's up a three. Knocks down the trifecta.
And they've got a foul to give here if they need it.
And the Jazz call time here. They're trailing by 3. 15 seconds left in the first overtime. And the Cavaliers will go with a different look here.
Let's go. Live recall from the NBA. Let's get wild. Substitution on the court.
Garland against Sexton. It's in! And that shot brings them to within just 1.
This is what leaders do. You gotta love seeing Sexton own these moments and coming up.
Timeout called Cleveland. They're leading by 1. 7 seconds left to play in OT, and this battle continuing. And he commits the intentional foul.
Colin Sexton, second personal foul, second team foul. Shooting for Cleveland, Darius Garland, 2 shots.
So the first one drops, and that will put them up by 2. And so both free throws are good. And it's a 3-point game.
Huge shots. Tremendous job stepping up in a big way for them at the stripe.
And the Jazz call time here. They trail by 3. 5 seconds left in overtime. Guys, your thoughts?
And with this much time, they should be able to draw up a play and get themselves a decent look from the 3-point line. Still, the D is going to be waiting for it in a contested 3. Never an easy shot.
And inside the line.
Not only can you count on Markkinen to give you points, he can do it when it matters most.
And now they foul and stop the clock.
No choice but to foul there, but he's probably the last guy you want to see on the line.
Darius Garland taking 2 shots.
The first one, and that will put them up by 2. And so he drops them both. It's a 3-point game.
And no secret here, guys. They've got to get a 3 if we're going to get yet another overtime.
So it's a narrow win for the Cavaliers, pulling it out. They escaped with a victory, although they needed an extra period to get it done.
Yeah, but what a great game. I mean, both teams, I felt like, gave it their all. But when it came to OT, it was just all about sheer determination on their part.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and Steve Smith.
And forward, 6'9", number 20, and forward, 6'7", number 12, DeAndre Hunter. At center, 6'10", number 15, at guard, standing 6'5", number 5, DeJounte Murray. At guard, 6'1", number 11, the head coach for your Atlanta Hawks is Quinn Snyder. One more time, let's hear it for your Atlanta Hawks.
And welcome to 2K Sports for another edition of NBA basketball. This is Brian Anderson with Clark Kellogg and Grant Hill. Allie LaForce with us on the sidelines. A look at the 76ers starting group. Up front, it's Tucker at the 4, next to Embiid in the middle. Tyrese Maxey is out there with James Harden. And it's Harris in at the small forward position. And for Atlanta, the tandem on the perimeter, Murray and Hunter. Collins plays the 4 with Capella at the 5. And it's Young in at the point guard position. And as is the case most nights, we've got a lot of talent in the backcourt for both of these squads, Clark.
Yeah, there's so many outstanding shot makers and playmakers in the backcourts across the league. I do believe it is clearly a guards league these days. All of these guys can light it up and will light you up. So clearly a shooter's league is what you see most of now.
Now here's Collins. Pass to Hunter. And a foul called on the way up. So he'll take 2 from the free throw line. That one on Tucker.
You know, this Hawks team really does score the ball well. Lots of dynamic players on this team, and Young has made a huge difference in their production.
And he drops the first. So he gets them both. Maxey with it. Pass to Tucker. Harris with it. Outside Harden. Here's Embiid, guarded by Capella. Murray against Harden. Outside Young. Hunter on the wing. The kick out to Young. Beyond the arc. He can't get it to go. Well, a good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. Hawks ahead, up 2, and we'll return shortly.
0.
Yeah, this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter. We'll see what happens here in the second. And from what we've seen from the Hawks, what's your take so far?
Attacking relentlessly, drawing fouls. They won that first quarter at the stripe.
Boy, I like the aggressive nature they're playing with here. Not playing soft at all. They're going right at us.
Taking a look at Philadelphia. George Niang out there with Montrezl Harrell. Then there's DeAnthony Melton. Then there's McDaniels. And it's Harden in at the point. McDaniels. And yep, it's good.
High percentage look right off the bat.
Johnson, he's checked in for the Hawks.
Jalen McDaniels, shooting 1.
One shot.
You know, in the past several seasons, there's been one constant with the 76ers. They're going to be among the best defensive teams in the league.
Young, the pass to Bay. Here's Young. Pass to Bay. And there's the call on Sadiq Bey. That's his first foul of the game.
And just a great job of getting there first and absorbing the contact.
No question about it. No flop there. That was a direct shot to the chest.
And the 76ers making a change here. Milton is checked in. 27 seconds left to play in the first half of basketball. Pass to Melton. Puts up a three. Rebounded by the Hawks. Outside Young. Over Milton. Young misses.
Clean look from mid-range. Coach will probably want to run that play again.
And we're through the first half of play here in what's been a good one. Sixers ahead, up by 1.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with Doc Rivers and Coach. You guys came out aggressive in the first half. What stood out to you?
Allie, as always, thank you. We'll be right back to begin the third quarter right after.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back to 2K Sports, everybody. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. Let's talk about that first half. For the 76ers, the first quarter was pretty even. Some good moments from both teams, but as the first period wrapped up, they trailed by 2. They gained a little ground there in the second quarter. And from what we saw so far from the Sixers, Kenny, what's your takeaway?
Well as they perform offensively, I'm surprised that they haven't opened up a significant lead. I mean, the passing shots, they're shooting well, they're making good decisions, but they haven't opened up the game yet. That could be difficult.
And over to the big fella, your thoughts on the Hawks?
Well, they're getting almost nothing on the interior. I know we've turned into a three-point shooting league, but come on, guys. You need some kind of presence in the painted area to keep the defense honest.
And that'll do it for our halftime report. Stay tuned for the second half. About to get underway.
And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard. Hunter is the 3 with Collins at the 4. Young runs point with Murray at the 2. And it's Capella in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. So that's the lineup for Atlanta. Murray against Maxey. 5 on the clock. Puts it up. Can't get it to drop. So Atlanta will take it the other way. Pass to Hunter. Outside Young. Kicks it out to Collins. No good from outside. Harden against Young. Nice shot by Harden.
You know, for all the points he gets from long range, Harden does just as much work inside. It's not easy to take any one area away from him because he's such an elite scorer.
We're at the end of the third quarter, and we've still got a close one. The Sixers on top, leading by 3. And we're just moments away from the start of quarter number 4. Stay with us. And with these teams locked in a very close contest, this fourth quarter promises to be a good one. Taking a look at Philadelphia. Harris and Embiid are playing up front. James Harden out there with Maxey. And it's House in at the 3. The offensive rebound.
Boy, that defense smothered him in there. Love the intensity.
Now Philadelphia with it. It's a 3-point game. Outside Harden. Pass to Embiid. Back to Harden. 6 to shoot. Oh, he nails it.
Boy, I love watching Harden patent the rock. Has an unlimited number of moves to choose from. Endless.
Now a timeout called by Atlanta. They're behind by 5. 27 seconds left in the final quarter. Now let's take a look at the New Balance player of the game, James Harden.
A no-brainer choice here. I mean, given how incredible he's played, just decimated the defense and did whatever he wanted to. No doubt in anybody's mind that this award was going to him.
Young, he's checked in for the Hawks. The 76ers also with a sub. Tucker's checked in for House. A chance here to catch up with Allie from the sideline.
Hey guys, well, Quinn Snyder was just reviewing the play with the team. As we head down the stretch, he said to his team, quote, "We can win this. I believe in you guys, but we have to make some plays because we know they're going to." Back to you.
Okay, thanks, Allie. Clint Capella, he's checked in for Kongwu.
Team second. At the line for the 76ers, James Harden. At the line for 2.
Good on the first, and that increases the lead to 6.
If you want to know how clever Harden is as a player, just take a look at his one-on-one game, the way he can pretty much beat any defender. Quite impressive.
And he's unable to get the second one. Time called here. The Hawks decide to talk it over. They trail by 6. There's 21 seconds left in the game. Your thoughts, guys?
The game's not quite done yet, but they need points right away.
Yeah, but they've got to score and then foul immediately.
Let's hear it for your ATL dancers. One more time, fans. Get up and make some noise for your ATL dancers.
There's 21 seconds left to play in the fourth quarter of this one. Harris against Hunter. Outside Murray. The shot. Collins, no good. And an intentional foul right there.
Yeah, and there's no question they have to foul. Now, I'm sure they would have preferred to avoid it.
They didn't really have another option. I mean, I thought they did a nice job getting it in his hands and making sure he was the guy who'd go to the line.
So the first one drops, and that makes it a 7-point lead. So he gets them both, and it's an 8-point ball game. 5 ticks left to play in the fourth quarter. From deep three-point range, and the miss. So this one belongs to the 76ers. It ends up being a fairly easy road win.
Those are so hard to come by. It's never easy to take a game in someone else's building.
All right, let's go courtside to Allie LaForce with our player of the game. Allie, it's all yours.
James, I'd love to know whether it's scoring, playmaking, or your defense. What aspect of your game are you most proud of?
Being able to play a full course of a game and, and make an impact every single play. That's what I'm here for, and that's what I have to do.
It's been fun to watch.
All right, Allie, good stuff there. Thanks for that. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Grant Hill, Allie LaForce, and Clark Kellogg, this is Brian Anderson thanking you all for tuning in tonight. We'll see you next time.
Coming right up, the Heat taking on the Hornets. For Miami, every game presents another chance to improve and refine their brand of basketball. They want to win each half, each quarter, each minute, each possession. Hornets, Heat. We'll be right back after this. Hello and thanks for joining us on Noche La NBA, the NBA's celebration of Latin heritage, both among its players and fans. This is Kevin Harlan with Hall of Famer Doris Burke and Greg Anthony, giving us the rundown from the sideline courtside, David Aldridge. DA, take it away.
Good evening, guys. The Heat always have a lot of weapons. Jimmy Butler says you're playing with a bunch of guys that do better with the ball in their hands, but it's all about the matchups. Who's got the hot hand or who hasn't touched it in a while. But we really don't care who scores. As long as we win, we're all happy. Kevin?
Veteran team, and I agree with that approach. David, thanks. Here's the starting group for the Charlotte Hornets. The forwards are Hayward and Washington. The guard pair, Ball and Rozier. And it's Williams at the center position. And for the Heat, at the guard spots, Lowry and Hero. Caleb Martin out there with Jimmy Butler. And it's Adebayo in at the center, locking down the middle. And so the tip-off, it's Miami. Here's Hero, outside Lowry. And there's the pass to Butler. Baseline J on the way. That one falls.
Now, this is where Jimmy Butler started on the offensive end. The mid-range game has always been solid.
Hayward outside. Back to Ball. Pass to Rozier. Here is Williams. 6 on the shot clock. Rozier finds Ball. Washington trying to break free. Ball with the bucket.
What a finish by LaMelo Ball. Thin frame, but that length at 6'7", he can mix it up now.
Rozier against Hero. Knocks it loose. Rozier with the steal. It's all tied in Miami. And we'll be back with you for the start of the second quarter when we return.
The away team, 2. Here we go, fans. Time to make some noise for your...
And as we return, it's Noche Latina, celebrating the NBA's connection to the Latin American community. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen from Miami, guys.
Impressive start. They came in with a well-conceived game plan and have executed.
What terrific work at the offensive end. They have built some early momentum here.
And so it's Ball with it. He brings it up for Charlotte. Ari out there with Victor Oladipo. Then there's Jimmy Butler. Then it's Bam Adebayo. And it's Love in at the 4th. It's the group on the floor for Miami. 4-3, Oubre. And it's Lowry with the rebound. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. LaMelo Ball picks one up.
Kyle Lowry may be just a shade over 6 foot, but he has zero problem mixing it up down low. This guy plays with such great fight.
First one falls for him. And the man who many consider the greatest Raptor of all time, Kyle Lowry.
He said he plans to return to retire in Toronto someday. He's already had a street named after him there. And in time, probably a statue in his honor as well.
Robinson's checked in for Adebayo. And a switch here also for Charlotte. Martin's checked in for P.J. Washington. And so he makes both from the line.
If there's been a glaring weakness for the Charlotte Hornets these past several seasons, they clearly are not a good enough defensive team. And I mean that both in the painted area and with their perimeter guard play on the defensive end.
Now here's Oubre. The shot. And it's good off the back of the rim and in.
What a terrific play by just a tremendous all-around player. This guy makes it look easy.
Outside Butler. He takes it in. Got a hand on it. And the first half comes to a close in a tie game. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Visiting team, 4.
Thanks, Kevin. Coach, what has to happen differently on defense in the second half?
Well, a little bit more activity. We just have to be committed to what we do. Our identity to be aggressive, but more consistent with it.
Spell, thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, thank you, David. And folks, don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of quarter number 3.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
We welcome you back. Ernie Johnson with Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. Quite the tussle there in the first half, huh? It was a closely contested first quarter for Miami. The period wrapped up with the teams on level ground and the score tied. Scoring-wise, they broke even in the second, so little ground was lost there. Let's hear from you, Shaq, on the Heat first half.
They can't be happy with their defense, allowing over 50% shooting. They need to be a lot more aggressive at that end of the floor. Get those hands up, move your feet. Do the Ernie shuffle. Bop, bop, bop. The Ernie shuffle. Bop, bop, bop.
Kenny, what was your takeaway on Charlotte?
The road could be unfriendly, and they've clearly risen to the challenge. They're shrugging off the chants from the fans. Defense, you saw it. That's no. They're playing their focus, and they're getting to work. They're playing with a lot of confidence right now.
Thanks for joining us, folks. We're now just a few minutes away from the start of the third quarter.
And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. And here's Charlotte tipping off the second half. Here's Steve Clifford's 5. Rozier on the wing along with Hayward. P.J. Washington is out there with Williams. And it's Ball in at the point guard position.
What a find. The vision of Rozier really coming along nicely.
Outside, Hero. Pass to Butler. Adebayo against Williams. Adebayo kicks to Butler. Shot clock at 5. The shot by Adebayo, no good. And it's Williams with the ball for the Hornets. The lead is 2. And it's Rozier missing. Rozier against Hero. Passes it to Adebayo. He dishes it to Martin. Williams with the block. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Williams. And that kind of stifling effort on defense needs another look.
And an early swat like that can really set the tone. Now the shooters will be feeling his presence.
Substitution on the court.
There's 10 seconds left in the third quarter. Hero with it. With 1 on the clock. Off on that one. We're at the end of the third, and we've still got a close one. Hornets ahead. They lead by 2. Don't go anywhere. The final quarter is coming up next on 2K Sports. And a worthy candidate tonight as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
And he sliced the D wide open with this feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
Well, that's what a great pass will do, right? You love the unselfish play.
Well, this has been a great contest so far, and I imagine the fourth quarter could have even more action in store for us. So with Butler sitting on the bench, this is who Eric Spoelstra has on the floor. Kevin Love out there with Adebayo. Then it's Max Strus. Then it's Vincent, and it's Robinson in at the 3 spot. Here's Oubre. Yes!
So much riding on that shot. What a bucket.
I'll tell you, that changes things, doesn't it? Good job, young fella. What a game.
Now a timeout called by Miami. They're trailing by 4. There's 42 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Some changes. Butler, he's checked in for Max Strus. And Kyle Lowry subbed in for Vincent. The Hornets also with a sub. Ball's checked in. Let's check in with our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, during the last break, I listened to Eric Spoelstra address the team. Told him this game wasn't over yet. He said, don't give up. If you make a few big plays, we're right back in this game. Stay the course. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Gordon Hayward's checked in for the Hornets.
First team foul.
And an intentional foul right there.
Kyle Lowry, first personal foul, second team foul. Now at the line, LaMelo Ball, 2.
Good on the first, and that puts them up by 5.
LaMelo Ball, a guy who is so unique in terms of his frame and the game, but boy, the potential is limitless.
Second one is good. Getting both at the line, and it's a 6-point ball game.
Well, we know this. Free throw shooting is such a mental aspect of the game. This guy keeps his composure and comes through.
Outside Butler, driving the lane. Inside. Love trying to break loose. Got a piece of it. And they go to the intentional foul.
No choice but to foul there, but he's probably the last guy you want to see on the line.
Now at the line, LaMelo Ball, 2.
First free throw is good, and that makes it a 7-point lead. So he gets them both, and it's an 8-point game. And the Heat call time here. They're down by 8. 17 seconds left in the fourth quarter.
It's T-shirt time for which one?
A moment to present the New Balance Player of the Game, LaMelo Ball.
Yeah, and his percentage from the field tonight seems almost made up. I didn't think it was possible to have that kind of success shooting the basketball. You need a little bit of luck, a bunch of hard work, and a whole lot of talent.
If he could only contribute like this for them every night, you can't overstate how much better it makes this team when he has a game like this, and on the road no less. Smith surveying the D, and there's the 3-second call, this one on the defense.
Charlotte Ball. Now at the line, James Bouknight, 1.
And the technical free throw is good.
Well, this trip to the line should seal the deal. Amazing job.
And so it's Charlotte with the win. And in the win, a comfortable win in what was, I think, a pretty hot.
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
Starting lineups just announced. We're just about set for basketball. We'll be back in a moment. Hello out there, and get ready for some NBA basketball on 2K Sports. Alongside Richard Jefferson and Grant Hill, I'm Brian Anderson. We'll be joined by Allie LaForce courtside. Allie, it's all yours.
Hey, Brian. Well, Damian Lillard talked about his clutch gene. He said, quote, "I never think there's a game that I can't take control of. When I'm out there, I feel how hard the defense is trying to stop me, regardless of how I'm shooting the ball. I want to show them why they should be worried and why they should be on edge." Brian?
Yeah, Allie, always a threat. Thanks for that. Well, when we look at tonight, this could come down to the backcourts, Grant. They're both very talented.
Yeah, B.A., you know I love great guard play. And, of course, each team has some serious skills at that position. So expect a fast pace of play, lots of threes. It should be one heck of a matchup.
And let's take a look at Boston's starting lineup. Brown and Tatum are the explosive wing pair. Horford and Williams together in the front court. And it's Smart in at the 1 spot. And for the Trailblazers, Grant and Nurkic, they're inside at the 4 and the 5. Lillard and Simons are the 1 and the 2. And it's Thibault in at the small forward position. Now here's Simons. Back to Lillard. The 3. Always a nice way to start. Makes his first one.
In terms of shots per game, Lillard's name is always near the top of the list. He's not going to hesitate if the shot's there for him.
Back to Brown. Pass to Horford. And we've got 28 seconds left in the first. Williams passes to Horford. Shoots over Grant, and Horford gets it to go.
Well, Horford isn't afraid to go old school and drop a shot there from mid-range.
Shot from 12. The shot off that time. Smart outside to the paint. Fires the 3. No good on the buzzer beater. So at the end of 1 quarter of play, still a close game. It's the Trailblazers leading by 1. After this break, we'll be back with the start of the second quarter on 2K Sports.
Fans, how about a big round of applause for your Trailblazers.
Good action already in this one, but a fairly even matchup after this first quarter of play. And what stands out to you from the Trailblazers in this one?
Give it up for their D. They're battling, communicating, and coming up with key stops.
It's been a group effort, and that's what it takes to play the kind of defense that they've played. Great showing from them.
On the court for the Celtics, second quarter underway. We've got Danilo Gallinari, Derek White out there with Malcolm Brogdon. Then there's Jason Tatum, and it's Williams in at the 5, roaming the paint. So it's Portland now. After the basket by Boston, pass to Reddish. Here's Eubanks. With the fadeaway. And it's Jason Tatum with a rebound.
Oh, I can see some miscommunication on defense there very clearly. They were super fortunate it didn't torch them with that mistake.
You can tell Brogdon is a savvy shooter, getting it off and getting the foul called.
At the line for the Celtics, Malcolm Brogdon taking 2 shots.
That one's off. The Trailblazers making a switch here. Watford's checked in, and the Celtics also making a change. Hauser, he's checked in for Tatum. And he's good on the second. Lillard with the ball. Outside Reddish. Lillard outside. Plenty of space. Williams grabs the board.
Oh, man, that's tough. That's definitely one he'd like back. Almost too wide open.
Brogdon, the pass to Williams. Outside for Brogdon. He got it up. Oh, it would have counted had it fallen, but it is offline. And a pretty tightly contested game here as we end the first half. It's the Celtics. They're up by 2. All right, Allie's ready to go. She's courtside. Hey, Allie.
Thanks so much, Al. As you anchor that front court, what were you guys looking to accomplish in the first half?
I mean, we're just trying to play with pace. Trying to dominate on the defensive end, get rebounds, make it tough.
Pace is key. Back to you.
Thanks very much, Allie. And folks, we'll be right back to start the second half of this game.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, folks. Ernie Johnson here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. It's the NBA on 2K Sports, and let's talk the first half. Boston found themselves in a close game in the first. Some good action during the period, as it was just a one-point game at the end of one. In the second quarter, they put in the work to create a slight scoring advantage. Kenny, what's your take on Boston so far?
They put a big effort in the rebounding battle, working to corral every miss. That's the hustle you love to see. If they can maintain this approach, it'll give them the edge in other areas of the game.
Shaq, how do you think Portland played?
At this point, you feel like they have to attack inside, make the offense more dynamic. Looks like they're not even trying to make things happen in the paint. If you ask me, they're leaving food on the table down there. Kenny,
and that'll about do it as we get ready for the second half. Let's take you down to Kevin Harlan.
Shout out to my man Joel.
Joel, what up?
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been a fairly even one.
Celtics ball starts the second half.
And here's Boston. 2-point game. Lillard and Simons are the 1 and the 2. Grant and Nurkic, they're inside at the 4 and the 5. And it's Thibault in at the 3. That's the group starting the second half for Chauncey Billups.
What's special about him is he is a natural leader and an active scorer. When Tatum is firing off the catch, you know he's feeling it.
Lillard passes to Thibault. Now here's Simons. Off the mark there with a 3.
And sometimes on defense, you can just get lucky.
Smart outside. Inside. And Williams punches it home.
Everyone loves the alley-oop play, B.A.
Yep, one of the prettiest in basketball. Lillard against Smart. For 3. Lillard can't get it to go. Smart outside. Here's Williams. He got it up in time, but it would not fall for him. And so it's the Boston Celtics closing out this quarter with a 7-point lead. They've done well to disrupt the opposition, playing inspired defense. We'll be back in a moment. And it's time now to bring you our State Farm assist to the game.
You talk about painting a magnificent picture with that dime. Just a great decision and a perfect delivery.
A lot of times a spectacular pass is more impressive than a spectacular shot. This is one of those times.
With 3 quarters behind us, let's see what this fourth period holds in store.
It all comes down to this possession. They must get points.
Anything other than a make is game over. This is where you lean on your stars to get you to the finish line.
And a look at the 5 for the Celtics to start the fourth quarter. The core of this team, Brown and Tatum, they're the forwards. Marcus Smart out there with Peyton Pritchard. And it's Horford in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Timeout called, the Blazers. They're down by 7. There's 53 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Gallinari, he's checked in for Boston. And from the sideline, let's catch up with Allie.
Guys, over the last break, I listened to Chauncey Billups address the team, and he had plenty of confidence. He told his players, we've worn those guys down. We can take advantage of it. We're not going away until the last second. Let's see how they respond. Back over to you.
Great work, Allie. Thanks. Here's Sharp. Offline with a 3. Pass to Gallinari. Over Grant. Gallinari's shot is off.
I hate to say it, but I'm pretty sure we can close the book on this one.
Yeah, they fought as hard as they could. Just wasn't in the cards tonight.
So close on the finish. I mean, it could have been a 3-point opportunity.
First team foul. At the line for Portland. And 2 shots.
He drops the first one, and that trims the lead to 6. And so Simons nails both of them, and Boston calls time here. They lead by 5. We've got 22 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Let's take a moment to present the New Balance Player of the Game, Marcus Smart.
Can you say vintage? Wow, this was a vintage performance. I mean, so much of the game was about the 3-ball today, but his focus was going hard into the paint and doing damage from inside.
So Boston ends up going with a new group, and Boston calls time here.
First team.
They're ahead by 5. There's 21 seconds left to play in the fourth quarter.
It's dance time in Portland. Here are your Blazer dancers. for your Blazers answers.
There's 21 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one, and that's an intentional foul.
First personal foul. Second team foul. Shooting for Boston, Malcolm Brogdon. 2 shots.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
First free throw is good, and that increases the lead to 6. Second one is good, getting both at the line, and it's a 7-point game.
I'm not going to lie, that's big, making all of those, giving them a little bit more breathing room.
Now a timeout called by Portland. They're down by 7. 19 seconds left to play in the fourth.
Substitution on the court.
Tries a 3 off the inbound. The shot no good. Here's Pritchard. So we see the Celtics get the win here. They played the villain tonight, and they played it well.
Yes, they did. And, you know, you have 2 choices. You can either succumb to the hostility in this arena, or you can feed off of it and use it as motivation. They did the latter.
Well, now a minute to check in with Allie LaForce. She's courtside. Hey, Allie.
Malcolm, there's no question you won this game defensively. What were the aspects that enabled you to contain them so well?
Man, just being locked in, man, every possession. We didn't take any possessions off. Everybody guarded their lane, and we're there on the help side.
You have to be mentally exhausted. Thanks, Malcolm.
Thanks, Allie. Great interview once again. And that about wraps it up. This is Brian Anderson saying thank you for tuning in.
North of the border in Toronto, the setting for the Spurs. For the Toronto Raptors, they know each game presents a test of physical endurance, of mental focus, and their ability to match up against any style of play. And that challenge is right ahead. Spurs Raptors, coming up next on 2K Sports. Welcome, sports fans. Thanks for joining us. It's the NBA on 2K Sports. Our broadcast team tonight, on one side, Greg Anthony. On the other side, Steve Smith. On the sideline, David Aldridge. I'm Kevin Harlan. Hey, Dave.
Well, thanks very much, guys. Of course, the NBA has had some legendary trash talkers. But Damian Lillard says it's not really a verbal assault like it used to be. In this era, it's more gestures. From the watch your head to the too small or rock the baby to Trae Young's theatrical bows, players have their ways of sending a message. Kevin?
And the message usually received, DA, thank you. Get ready, folks. These two teams love pushing the ball. Greg, we could see a track meet tonight.
Two of the top fast break teams in the league, Kevin. As far as keys, limiting turnovers is going to be big because they each want to get out and run when they get the chance.
And the starting group for the Spurs. They've got Keldon Johnson. Collins is out there with Jones. And it's Sohan in at the 4 slot. And for Toronto, the forwards are Barnes and Siakam. OG Anunoby is out there with Fred VanVleet. And it's Pirtle in at the 5, roaming the paint. And so off the tip, it's San Antonio. Pass to Sohan. Pass to Johnson. It's Jones on the wing. Shot clock at 6. A floater. That shot no good. And Toronto will go the other way with it. Here's Barnes. 1 up, 1 down. 2 points with his first shot this game.
Showing the grit. Scotty Barnes holds his own in the paint.
VanVleet against Jones. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. And VanVleet picks one up. San Antonio shooting their first shots from the stripe in this game.
Line for the Spurs, Trey Jones. At the line for 2.
And that one falls for Jones. So both teams changing it up here. And so Jones nails both of them.
We've seen him put a lot of pressure on the defense and then cash in at the line.
VanVleet against Jones. VanVleet left side. Young passes to Barnes. That's in, coming off the assist from Young.
Good way to start this game. You want to get him rolling as early as possible.
And we know once he gets in the rhythm, he's a really tough guy to stop.
A good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. And close game underway so far. We'll see if either of these teams can jump out in the second quarter. And guys, what's your take on Toronto so far?
Stingy on the defensive end in that first quarter. They were just getting up into people.
Yeah, they were very physical and very aggressive. They've just been the better team so far.
And here is VanVleet on the court for San Antonio here in the second. Sharing the wing spots, it's Vassell and Johnson. Then there's Devontae Graham. Then it's Collins. And it's Bates Diop in at the 4-man position.
There's plenty of momentum on Johnson's drive. He uses his whole body to get through the defense.
And you love seeing that great mobile one drive a second time.
Nice take. Staying aggressive with this game, still very much up in the air.
Now here's VanVleet. Barnes kicks to VanVleet. 5 on the clock. Offline with his 3. And so it's Johnson who brings the ball up for San Antonio. Pass to Graham. And it's Vassell in the corner. from 12 feet out. And good that time.
Devin Vassell with a great feel when to use the mid-range jumper. Such a skilled swing man.
For three, Siakam. And no good in the last second attempt this time. And some good action through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. It's the Spurs leading by just 2. A chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much. Here with Greg Popovich. Pop, what did you see in the first half?
We had ball movement. You know, we weren't in mud. Guys were in attack mode. Nobody held the ball. You know, you pass, catch, or shoot. And we did that a lot in the first half.
Yeah, you had them swiveling, Coach. Thanks for your time. Back to you guys.
Thanks so much, David, and we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the third quarter after this break.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. Good to see you back here on our halftime show. Well, actually, we can't see you, but you can see us, but you get it. Ernie Johnson, Kenny the Jet Smith, Shaquille O'Neal. You're watching the NBA on 2K Sports. A pretty close game for the Spurs throughout the first quarter. Some good moments from both teams, but as the first period wrapped up, they trailed by 2. They were slightly better in the second. Not a big difference between these 2 teams. Kenny, what was your take on San Antonio?
They're running a smooth offense tonight, creating high-quality shots. Motions, sharp as a razor. Their spacing is excellent. They're moving the ball well. I love the way this team is playing.
Shaq, let's get your insight on Toronto.
Well, their paint presence was non-existent. They haven't put any pressure on the defense in terms of attacking the cup. It's simple. If you want to be successful in this league, you can't be a one-dimensional jump shooting team.
And that does it for our halftime show. We now take you back to Kevin Harlan for the start of the third period.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Second half of basketball upon us. We may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game it's been so far. Here's Barnes. The forwards are Barnes and Siakam. And Van Vliet out there with OG Anunoby. And it's Pirtle in at the 5 down low. That's Nick Nurse's 5 as we get into the second half. Pirtle. San Antonio with the rebound. Outside, Jones. Got him with the pump fake, but couldn't finish. Toronto trailing.
And we've seen Siakam improve his free throw shooting. Now let's see if he can come through in the clutch.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
And he shot foul shots at about a 75% clip a season ago.
The first free throw is good.
And Siakam wants to be the guy for this team, especially in these types of high-pressure situations.
Looking at who's out there now for the Spurs. Bassey's checked in. And McDermott's subbed in for Johnson. That's also good, so he hits both free throws.
Yeah, that's who you want stepping to the line when the game is close.
Wesley up top, covered by Van Vliet. 11 seconds left to play here in the third. 6 to shoot. McDermott passes to West. From deep. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Wesley's got the lead up to 3 now for San Antonio. It's still anybody's game as we've reached the end of 3. Spurs lead by 3. And coming up as soon as we return from break, the fourth quarter gets underway. And it's time now to bring you our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, and I like the fact we get to see this pass one more time. A magnificent feed, and you love to see your off guard taking over the playmaking duties with this much skill.
Very unselfish. If you appreciate teamwork, this is the kind of play that will get you up out of your seat.
We've reached the fourth quarter, and what has been a very competitive game should be an exciting finish. On the court for San Antonio, they've got Jones and Sohan into the power forward position. It's good!
High percentage look. This is what your offense is designed to do.
And the Raptors call time here. They're behind by 5. There's 49 seconds left in the game. He's checked in for OG Anunoby, and San Antonio with the change here too. Collins is checked in, and let's head over to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Kevin, I was able to listen in on what Nick Nurse told his team. He told them to stick with it. He said, this game is right here, guys. This is our game to take. Precision, purpose, and poise. Kevin, we'll see if they can get it done.
Thanks, David. Here's Jones, following the basket by Fred VanVleet. Here's Johnson. That one rolling around and rims out.
It's a shot you would think he would make, but he just doesn't make it all the time.
VanVleet against Jones. The offensive rebound. The kick out to Barnes. Bertle, the pass to Trent. Target from downtown. And they foul intentionally. They're going to have to do that now again and again. They're not in the penalty yet.
That's right. No other option but to foul and hope for some misses.
San Antonio calls timeout. They're ahead by 3. 3 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Our New Balance player of the game.
And I love that it's been a hard-charging performance. Jump shots have been kind of an afterthought. His main goal has been to attack the rim and put the D in some tough spots and also finishing strong.
That's his second personal foul. Second team foul. Shooting for San Antonio, Trey Jones. 2 shots.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
It's the first, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 5-point game.
You've got to figure those are the free throws that officially put this game out of reach.
And the Raptors call time here. They're trailing by 5. 1 second left in the fourth. Here's what's your take?
Licking their wounds. It hasn't come together for them tonight.
They are left picking up the remains of their game plan. Better luck next time.
Three from the inbound. Can't get it to fall. And so it's San Antonio with the win. They seem to relish their role as the bad guy here tonight.
You know, Kevin, I sense that as well. I mean, they really did feed off all of that negative energy this crowd was directing at them. I mean, they turned it around and used it as motivation to close out a significant win.
And that'll do it, folks. For Greg Anthony, Steve Smith, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you later.
Here are the Nuggets unloading from the team bus earlier, anxious to get down to business with this road battle looming. Tonight, the league and all of us here at 2K Sports celebrate Noche Latina, an opportunity to spotlight the amazing Latin culture in the NBA and its global fan base. With our analysts Brent Barry and Grant Hill, this is Brian Anderson, along with reporter Allie LaForce. Allie, take it away.
Thanks. Well, guys, Jalen Green grew up in Fresno, California, and in high school tournaments, he said, quote, nobody knew where Fresno was or how hard it is. They think it's some nice little city, but really it's not. It's crazy out there. But my support system kept me from trouble and just locked in. Brian?
Well, he stayed in the gym, Allie. Thank you. And both teams tonight unafraid to run offense through their bigs, Grant. Talk about the value of being able to do that.
Yeah, B.A., you know, it just speaks to how both teams can beat you in multiple ways of playing. I think it can lead to higher percentage looks with the bigs running the offense. You can strike a nice balance between inside and out, which coaches are preaching right now.
Let's take a look at our starters for Denver. Caldwell Pope and Porter Jr. They're the 2 and the 3. Gordon is the 4 with the Joker in the middle. And it's Murray in at the point. And for Houston, Porter Jr. and Green are the backcourt set. Smith plays the 4 with Şengün at center. And it's Martin in at the 3 spot. Now here's Martin. Pass to Porter. Şengün with it. 5 to shoot. Green in the post. He drains it as the shot clock ticks down.
And setting the tempo with an assertive move. Like, where was the defense on that play?
Yeah, APB sent out to try to find out where the defense is. Inexcusable.
Şengün against Jokic. Fades back. Basket's good.
Jokic out there playing a little bit of chess. Found himself in the mid-range and still made the play.
Floats one up. And it's Green missing. Murray against Porter. Pass to Caldwell Pope. Over Green. Offline from the high post.
That's just enough defensive pressure on him to throw off that shot. I bet he gets a good look at it next time he hits it.
It's a tie game here in Houston. And we'll be back in just a minute with the start of the second quarter.
Welcome to the floor.
And getting it going again here in the second quarter. Fairly close game so far. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen from the Rockets. Guys?
You can really see the strategy coming in. Get the ball into the painted area.
And you don't see that all that often, getting down there and doing that much damage in a quarter. You got to respect the game plan.
Now Smith. Smith plays the 4 with Şengün at center. Kevin Porter is out there with Josh Christopher. That's the 5 for Houston right now. Green, the pass to Porter. Up top, Brown. Shot clock at 6. The shot's good. Now another view of that incredible mobile 1 drive.
Yeah, aggressive take there to get inside. They're looking to make things happen to try and take control of this game.
And it's Houston's ball. Pass to Christopher. Back to Porter. Here's Christopher. Smith with it. Green covering. So it'll be 2 free throws. He was fouled in the act of shooting.
First personal foul. First team foul. At the line for Houston, Jabari Smith taking 2 shots.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That free throw, no good. So both teams making some changes here. He hits the second from the line. We've got 22 seconds left in the first half of this game. Green against Murray. Pass to Jokic. Back to Murray. 3-pointer. The offensive rebound. Gordon. Excellent D there from Tate.
He's so good at getting to the rim. Maybe tries to get a little bit too cute with that one. I thought he'd lay it straight up and in.
And the first half comes to an end. We've got a close game going here. The Nuggets on top, up 1. We'll see you after halftime for the beginning of the third quarter.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Greetings to each and every one of you watching at this very moment. I'm Ernie Johnson. Kenny the Jet Smith is here. Shaq is here. One half is behind us. Welcome to the 2K Sports Halftime Show. A pretty close game for the Nuggets throughout the first quarter. The period wrapped up with the teams on level ground and the score tied. And so far, they're out in front, but not by much as we head into the half. And Kenny, what did you think about what we saw from Denver?
Playing on the road is having no effect on this team. Between your planes, the hotels, the buses, it's a grind. It can zap your energy level. But right now, they look like the fresher team. And we'll see if they hit the wall in the second half.
And Shaq, let's get your input on the Rockets.
A one-dimensional perimeter attack doesn't cut it. I like to see them punch the ball inside the second half, force the defense to collapse, and then you can play inside out.
Thanks for joining us, folks. We're now just a few minutes away from the start of the third quarter.
And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, this second half could turn out to be a great one, as both teams trying to gain an edge. Here are the Nuggets with the ball. They lead by 1. On the court right now for the Nuggets. Murray and Caldwell Pope are the backcourt pairing. Porter Jr. and Gordon at the 3 and the 4. And it's Jokic in at the center position. 2-for-1 opportunity here.
Hey, if I'm in their shoes, I go for it.
Green, the pass to Porter. And here's Martin. Up top, Shane. Covered by Jokic. Şengün in the post. Working on Jokic. Clock at 6. Green for 3. Nails it from beyond the arc. Green's got 5. Murray against Porter. Murray passes to Jokic. It's deflected. Now here's Green. And we've just finished the third quarter. What a tight game we've got going. Rockets ahead. Up by 2. And don't go away. We'll be back in a few moments. It'll be the fourth quarter of basketball coming up next. We've reached the fourth quarter in what has been a very competitive game. Should be an exciting finish. And it's Houston's ball. 2-point game. Josh Christopher is out there with Green. Then it's Frank Kaminsky. Then there's Jayshawn Tate. That's the 5 for Houston right now. And so here is Denver to the middle. Brown passes to Jokic. And he's going to the line for 2. The official saw contact while he was going up. Frank Kaminsky picks one up here.
Shooting for Denver, Nikola Jokic, 2 shots.
The first one, and that narrows the gap to 1.
And you don't want to send Jokic to the line, not when the game is close like this.
And Jokic drops them both.
Just so reliable at the line. There was never a doubt that those were money.
Houston calls timeout. The score is tied at 6. There's 42 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Right, let's check in with Allie LaForce.
Guys, during that last break, I heard Steven Silas as he talked with the team. And with every position being critical, he was clear with his team. Quote, this is what we prepared for. Keep your focus, stay in the moment, and execute. He believes that's the path to victory, guys.
Thank you for that, Allie. And so it looks like it'll be Houston's ball. Just a superb read on defense to come up with the block.
I mean, letting them know up front that he's on the hunt tonight and eager to knock away shots. I love it.
Outside, Green. Tries again. That one rolls around and rims out. 3 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. To the inside. It's in!
Timeout. Now that's one to remember. What an impact on the game.
I'm wondering, is that the biggest shot of the game?
Timeout called. Houston. They're down by 2. 19 seconds left in the fourth. All right, guys, what do you think?
A chance to tie it up here.
Well, they just need a solid play right now, and Coach going through his index cards to find one to get something going.
Present our New Balance Player of the Game, Jamal Murray.
And I just love to see a player who plays with an aggressive mindset. I mean, he had the energy and the intensity all game. He didn't waste any time when he had his chances out there by attacking the rim.
Outside, Green. Shot from 12. Missed it. And now we've got an intentional foul.
And a smart choice right there. I mean, you can't allow them to just drain the clock.
Second team foul. Shooting for Denver, Nikola Jokic. At the line for 2.
He gets the first. And that makes it a 3-point lead.
And Jokic just has that presence out there. Never looks like he's feeling any kind of pressure. Just a calm demeanor. It really helps him in these clutch kind of moments.
So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 4-point ball game.
Ooh, I think that's a wrap. And I can tell you, you can't have more pressure-packed free throws than the ones that are going to seal the game.
So a close game sees Denver taking this one. And they barely squeezed out the win here on the road.
And BA, the visiting team is always under some added pressure. But they made it work and got the win, whatever the margin may have been.
Well, now we have some. All right, Allie, thank you. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Allie LaForce, Grant Hill, and Brent Barry, this is Brian Anderson thanking you for watching tonight's game.
And getting mentally prepared to compete. You see the focus. You feel the energy. These guys are ready to go. Thank you for tuning in this Sunday evening with Hall of Famer Doris Burke and Greg Anthony. This is Kevin Harlan. On the sidelines, we have David Aldridge reporting. GA, it's all yours.
Kevin, thanks. Coach Ty Lewis said it, the most important thing is health. And the Clippers didn't have it last season. Big time missed by Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, Norman Powell, right on down the line. Despite all that, they continued to battle. Lou said, these guys just keep fighting every single night. Kevin, back to you.
They did, and it showed, and it was fun to watch. Terrific. David, thanks. So here's Oklahoma City's starting group. We've got Lou Dort, Gilgeous-Alexander out there with Josh Giddey. Then it's Williams. And it's Holmgren in at the 5. And for Los Angeles, the wing pairing, George and Leonard. Post tandem for him, Morris and Zubac. And it's Westbrook in at the point. And so off the tip, it's Oklahoma City. There's the pass to Williams. Gilgeous-Alexander surveying the D. Here's Giddey. That misses, so no good on his first attempt of the night. Leonard with the ball. Now Westbrook. No good on the shot. Good D by Gilgeous-Alexander. He feeds it to Williams. And a great assist by Gilgeous-Alexander as that one goes in. Williams has got the opening field goal of the game for the Thunder. George passes to Westbrook. Off target from outside. 1 second left. That one, no good. At the end of one, a closely contested game so far. Thunder lead by 2. The second quarter coming up right after this break, so don't go anywhere. And this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter, and we'll see what happens here in the second. And when you consider how the Thunder are doing, guys, what do you think?
What we saw in that first quarter, they won their matchups defensively.
I think across the board, a number of guys who've done a great job guarding multiple positions.
Here's Los Angeles now. So with Leonard on the bench, here's who Tyronn Lue's going with. Out on the wings for him, Powell and George. Batum is out there with Plumlee, and it's Highland in at the 1 spot. Now, here is George. At the top of the key, Batum. And Nicholas Batum with the slam.
Yeah, really smart move by Paul George. Feeds a ready shooter instead of forcing his own shot.
Outside, Dort. Back to Gilgeous-Alexander. Saric against Batum. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. That one on George. This is his first free throw of the game.
Shooting for Oklahoma City, Dario Saric at the line for 2.
He's off on the first.
What we know about Dario Saric is that he entered the league as a high IQ player, fundamentally sound, and his skill set as a stretch 4 is absolutely in high demand in the league.
He hits the second from the line. And here is Los Angeles now. 20 seconds left to play here in the half. Here's Powell. 5 to shoot. And that one, good.
I'll tell you, I'd love to see someone take the contact head on. And Norman Powell welcoming the challenge.
Here's Giddey. Lays up and banks it in.
No, just beautiful setup. They found the size mismatch inside, delivered when they really needed it.
And that'll do it for the first half. A competitive game so far. Oklahoma City out in front, leading by just 1. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Here with Coach Tyronn Lue. Tyronn, what problems are you seeing out there?
Just we have to make shots. We just got to relax. We just got to keep playing.
Thanks for your time, Tyronn. Back to you, Kevin.
Okay, David, much appreciated. And now time for halftime. So we'll be back in just a bit to get the third quarter underway.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And we hope you enjoyed the competitive first half of action. Ernie Johnson here, welcoming you back to the 2K Sports Halftime Show. That guy right there is Shaquille O'Neal, and that guy right there is Kenny the Jet Smith. A competitive matchup for Oklahoma City in the first quarter. They led by 2 after the first. They were outscored by just a bit in the second quarter as they go into the break now holding just a 1-point advantage. Kenny, let's get your take on Oklahoma City.
The road could be unfriendly, and they've clearly risen to the challenge. They're shrugging off the chants from the fans. Defense, you saw it. That's no. They're playing their focus, and they're getting to work. They're playing with a lot of confidence right now.
Shaq, what was your takeaway on the Clippers?
They need to play with better energy on D. Some of these guys were going to sleep out there. Anyway, they've allowed over 50% shooting. Gave up way too many open looks. I'm sure they hear it in the locker room. Maybe they'll come out angry.
And that does it for our halftime show. We now take you back to Kevin Harlan for the start of the third period.
Come on and get loud right now.
And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. Here's who Mark Daigneault is going to put out there to start the second half. Josh Giddey is out there with Gilgeous-Alexander. Then there's Holmgren. Then it's Lou Dort. And it's Williams at the four-man position. Dort kicks to Giddey. Gilgeous-Alexander passes to Dort. Oh, and there's the alley-oop.
Well, this is the kind of pass that gets everyone excited. It's also how you build great team chemistry.
Oh, what an impressive dribble drive. That replay brought to you by Mobile One.
It's all about the ability to get 2 feet in the paint, whether it's creating for a teammate or for yourself.
The three from George. Buries it from three-point range. George has got himself on the board with 3 there.
Well, the footwork to get into the catch-and-shoot game, the mechanics of Paul George are special.
Gilgeous-Alexander, good.
Terrific play call to give him a clean look at the rim. That's how you want to start the second half.
Well, there is nothing better than catching a rhythm as early as possible, and boy, that's a terrific start right there.
They didn't have much of a problem getting the ball into the post that time.
It's all tied here in Los Angeles. And time for the short break, and stay right where you are. The fourth quarter is coming up next. Three-tenths quarters behind us. One more to go. Thanks for being with us as we begin the fourth. And Gilgeous-Alexander's got the ball here for Oklahoma City. On court spots are the deadly George and Leonard. Then there's Norman Powell. Then it's Plumlee, and it's man in at the one. That's who's out there for the Clippers. And George gets it to go.
That's one of those clutch shots he's known for. When the pressure is high, he seems to be the most locked in.
Time called here. The Thunder decide to talk it over. They trail by 3. 44 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Here. Batum's checked in. And now to turn to our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David.
During that last break, Coach Mark Daigneault talked to his team. This game is close, and he told his players, hey, guys, this is when it's fun, right? This is a close game, and this is when you get to show what you're made of. Right here, right now. Kevin, we'll see how they respond.
All right, thank you, David. Now, here's George. After the miss from Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Here's George. He's guarded closely. Leonard, no luck. Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City. They're behind by 3. 20 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Guys, what do you think?
And it's do or die time. They need a bucket here to stay alive.
And it's either got to be a three-pointer or a score quickly and take the foul.
Player of the game, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
And to me, the best part of his game has been the work he's done inside. I mean, slashing, driving the lane, attacking the basket at every chance. When he's had an opening, he's taken it.
Catching up on the changes for the Clippers. Zubac is checked in for Plumlee. Morris comes in for Nicholas Batum. And Russell Westbrook is subbed in for Terrence Mann.
Yeah, you have to do that, though. You can't just let him dribble the game out.
And here are the Clippers now. 3-point lead. And now they decide to foul intentionally.
Second personal foul. Second team foul. At the line for LA, Russell Westbrook, 2 shots.
Good on the first, and that gives them a 4-point cushion.
And make no mistake, Westbrook loves the spotlight, especially when it's a very close game.
And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 5-point game.
That's what you call slamming the door. This one is over.
Gilgeous-Alexander finds Dort. Frames it from downtown.
You can see the work Lou Dort has put in to make himself a threat from 3. That's a pretty looking shot right there.
Los Angeles calls timeout. They're up by 2. 5 seconds left in the fourth quarter.
Time to get excited for your Clippers.
And they need to stop the clock, so there's a foul.
Gilgeous-Alexander. That's his 3rd personal foul. 3rd team foul. At the line for your Clippers, Russell Westbrook at the line for 2.
So the first one drops, and that makes it a 3-point lead.
What we know unequivocally is the best players being your hardest workers, the guys who want to be held accountable, make such an impact on your program, and that is Russell Westbrook to a T.
So it's Los Angeles taking the W in a close one. It was a fantastic ball game, and they did a great job making sure it didn't get away from them late.
Yeah, I mean, they faced some challenges, but really held firm when they needed to. On both ends, it's just effective in terms of coming away with this win.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Hey, thanks, Kevin. PG, you guys look confident out there, and especially yourself. How were you so effective offensively?
I just kept moving. You know, within our offense, you know, the key is to move. You know, my teammates do a great job of setting screens and getting me open. You know, I just got to, stay within offense.
Well, it was great flow tonight, and it led to a good win, man. Congratulations. Kevin, all yours.
All right, David, thank you. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Doris